I've always wondered if I could be with a different woman, like her. Different kind of body, different aromas. Now I think I want it all. The beginning of the trip was hard, but it was one stage in my journey. Suffering is part of the path. But happiness always lies ahead. And its eyes are beautiful.
إذا بدك تنزل سفرتك على التواصل الاجتماعي بالقليل يكون شعرك منيح. منعيش مرة بالحياة، كون شجاع، خليك رايق وخلي القدر يعمل شغله.
My mother didn't say anything. We all knew that those were probably our last moments together. I guess we all wanted them to be happy memories. My sister said, we all die once. Be brave, stay calm, and let destiny do its job. I suggested taking a selfie in the boat to raise everyone's spirits. Don't worry, we are so crammed together that we will all fit in the picture. Some smiled. Smiles that seemed to contain all our hopes and dignity. Some of the others didn't smile, but they looked. One woman turned away to avoid appearing in the picture. I wasn't sure if she was afraid or ashamed. I never saw her again. When I left home, my friends told me that in Europe, I would be a refugee, and that after making application, maybe they would grant me asylum because of the war. During my trip, I wondered what Europe would be like. Are people nice? Would they accept me? What are they like? Nobody warned me of the administrative and legal battles waiting for me. Every moment since my arrival has seemed like a different level in an old video game, like the ones we had back home. Sometimes I imagine myself skipping through different levels, defeating monsters, jumping over obstacles. I guess the first time I imagined doing that was when I was standing in the queue to get registered at the reception center when I arrived. The line seemed never ending and everyone was giving me contradictory information. Suddenly, I imagined myself changing color, moving skillfully, and having magical powers to jump the queue. With my movements, I imagine having the power to hypnotize the authorities and get all my papers done in a blink of an eye. That sure would have been credere Kionasi Novali. Ciao, che buona musica ascolta in questo paese. E di cosa parla questa canzone? Those were the first things I learned to say when I arrived. I put the titles on YouTube. I would even hand them my phone so they can jot the words down for me. I didn't understand the language very well. Donna, soffrenza, forza, sopravvivenza. They would reply. One after the other, I felt that the songs were my welcome gifts. That people were trying to tell me something when they gave them to me. That really helped me. I always listened to them. Being surrounded by tomato fields, seeing how the market operated, as well as the working conditions that we were in, made me want to distance myself from them for a while. That was my first job. No papers, no networks, and surrounded by red sauce. I worked entire days under the sun. The music on my phone kept me company. Without it, I wouldn't have survived. When the sun beats down on our heads, I would look straight up and I would imagine us all in a music video. Sometimes I would sing the song that I was listening to loudly so everyone could hear it. And I would raise my hands, trying to create a shitty choreography that many of my workmates would actually follow. Some would laugh, some would sing, and some would try to silence my angelic voice. The whole world got hit by the pandemic. Respect, man. In my case, the pandemic saved my life. They needed labor on an ethical farm. I heard about it from other workers. Several of us were hired. An open-ended contract at last. The jackpot. For me and several of the others, that was the entry door of getting our final papers. And besides, the project, the treatment, and the working conditions were completely different from those of the tomato fields. The night they told us, we made a fire, got drunk, and danced until we dropped. It was the end of a chapter, and for me, the beginning of a new life. That night, we sang for those who weren't with us and for those who were here, for the past and for the future. It was the best party of my life. A workmate asked me, "And you, what do you dream of? You're young." "I want to go to a big city, study the language, get a diploma, and start my technical career." I also said, "I like it here, the language, the food, the music, and the women." I guess I would also like to tell him that I want to be an example for others. That we have a lot to give, that we are part of something. All we have to do is to be brave, stay calm, and let destiny do its job.